So yes, you are a person who just sold off their first startup to a big corporate in 2006 and going to buy your first car. So you want to ask which one to buy. You can check all the options out there. You got Porsche 911, but it is very common with your millionaire colleagues. V8 Vantage, but it's loaded with problems in its reliability. And Ferrari F40, but you are scared of getting sued. After many options, you picked the Lamborghini Gallardo. It has all the things you want from a supercar. A great styling, a roaring V10, but it was not practical and easy to live with. So when Germany hosted the FIFA World Cup, the Germans also launched their new stallion called the Audi R8. And today we are going to know everything about the Audi R8. So this story starts all the way back in 1974 when Audi took their 100 Coupe, which is regarded as the European muscle car. The engineers at Audi took the 100 Coupe chassis, make it a mid-engine and created elegant design with the help of Italians. Then Audi debuted a concept version of Audi 100 Coupe called Audi 100 Coupe Speciale at a Geneva Motor Show. It featured a mid-engine 1.8-liter 4-cylinder engine, but it never came to production, so it was scrapped. Later, Audi was exploring its option for entering in racing and focused its commitment to World Rally Championship in 1978. And after 3 years of German engineering, their hard work paid off and it made its debut at Monte Carlo Rally of that year. With the legalization of all-wheel drive, other automakers thought it would be heavy to create such system and keep on using two-wheel drive cars for competing. With Quattro in its sight, it destroyed its competition thanks to Audi as it was able to use four-wheel drive without adding much weight to the car. It was piloted by Hanno Mikkola and Michelle Monton, which is the only female driver which was able to win races and fight for championship. She is considered as the best female racing driver. They were able to dethrone the current champions, Lancia, as they were using two-wheel drive Tretto due to use of four-wheel drive to take advantage of their recently changed rules that allowed them to use four-wheel drive in racing. Later on, other manufacturers introduced all-wheel drive in their car, which would level them with the Audi. Cars like Lancia Delta S4, Ford RS200, Metro 6R4. While the competition was close, but the Audi Quattro was able to dominate the infamous Group B, as Audi was working to the successor to Quattro S1, the upcoming Group S, which was more insane than Group B. But the Group B was dissolved after the year 1986 because of deaths of driver and spectators, and the project remained unfinished. Later, after introducing the Quattro all-wheel drive system in almost all the cars in their lineup since the early 1980s, Audi remained content developing high-performance version of their premium coupes and sedan, focusing on promoting all-wheel drive technology and turbocharged engines. Even if the resulting speed specials was softer and more road-oriented than the adrenaline charging weapons from Mercedes-AMG or BMW M division, releasing cars such as E30 M3, E28 M5, 190e AMG and AMG Hammer. Yes, they also had a Hammer wagon. So in 1991, Audi debuted a concept car called Audi Avis Quattro in that year's Tokyo Motor Show. Avis Quattro had an aluminum space frame which reduced weight, and it was supposed to have a 6.0-liter 60-valve W12 engine producing 502 horsepower. But the W12 was still in development, so the plan was scrapped. In 2000, Audi again tried by making a concept car called the Audi Rosenmeyer. It combined elements of modern design with styling strongly resembling the former Auto Union Silver Arrows Grand Prix racers, powered by a large displacement mid-mounted W16 engine, which developed 700 horsepower and featured Audi's Quattro permanent four-wheel drive system. The vehicle promised high performance to match its appearance. It was ultimately deemed unfit for production, both because of extremely high projected cost and Audi's unwillingness to create in-house competition with Lamborghini. This could not be continued to be worked on, but it was a stepping stone for another legend, the Bugatti Veyron, the car that broke all the speed records and dethroned the untouchable McLaren F1, with having a top speed of 267 miles per hour. But this video is all about R8, so we are going to continue with it. After the Group B was banned, Audi tried their hand at sports car racing and found little success in TTM and IMSA racing. but the Germans were aiming for the sky. They entered Le Mans. In 1999, Audi Sport debuted the R8R and it was able to get third place position in its first Le Mans race, behind Toyota and its German rival BMW. But this changed with the start of new millennium. With ending of Y2K, Audi introduced their new challenger for that year, the Audi R8. Just like in the Group B, they were able to destroy the competition and continue their success with hat-tricks win in 2000, 2001 and 2002. With success in Le Mans and hat-trick, Audi celebrated the occasion by making a concept car called the Audi Le Mans Quattro. The Audi Le Mans Quattro is a concept car developed by German automobile manufacturer for presentation at the 2003 Frankfurt Motor Show. It was the third and final concept car designed by Audi in 2003, following the Pikes Peak Quattro and Neurali Quattro. It featured many high-tech features including headlights entirely made of LEDs. The structural framework of the body, the Audi space frame shared with Lamborghini Gallardo, is entirely made of aluminum. This car was equipped with V10 from Gallardo with twin turbos slapped into it. This car even made its way into Need for Speed.
No one can touch me.
As the year passed, the Pikes Peak Quattro became the Q7, which was released in 2006. The Neurali became the A5 and the Le Mans Quattro became the Audi R8. So after 32 years, when Audi presented the Audi 100 Coupe Speciale, they finally had their own supercar. R8 was released in 2006 as a 2007 model year car. It featured a 4.2-liter V8 engine from the Audi Q7. Well, the engine was tuned up and ended up producing 420 horsepower, which was mated with a 6-speed manual or a 6-speed automatic with a top speed of 300 km per hour or 187 miles per hour. It was manufactured by Audi's private subsidiary company, which is specialized in making high-performance machines in Germany. Audi invested about 28 million in that assembly line for manufacturing of the R8. It went against the Porsche 911, Ferrari F430, Aston Martin Vantage, and its sibling Lamborghini Gallardo. Technically, R8 was a less expensive Gallardo without the V10 at the time. But there were rumors Audi might be launching an V10 R8 with the same engine as of the Gallardo. It got all the car world excited as it was sounding best of both worlds. But this changed.
2008 was a tumultuous year for the economy. The housing market collapse created one financial crisis after another, and it often seemed as if the news could only get worse.
Let's talk about the speed with which we are watching this market deteriorate. We're red everywhere, essentially, down by 4-5%. We're down over 16%.
The global financial crisis changed the world and shook the economy of the whole world. Even big players like GM was on brink of bankruptcy, due to which it had to resolve many of its subsidiaries such as Pontiac, Hummer and Saab. So due to it, the idea was postponed. After the global financial crisis, Audi introduced the V10 in Audi R8, same as the 5.2 V10 from the Gallardo, but slightly detuned. It made 525 horsepower with a top speed just shy of 200 miles per hour, marking achieving about 196 miles per hour or 315 kilometers per hour. Now, R8 was a good alternative for those who doesn't like in-your-face looks of the Gallardo, still less expensive than a Gallardo. V10 R8 was just 31 kgs or 68 pounds heavier than the V8 counterpart, but produced 105 horsepower more. In 2011, they released a low production model called the Audi R8 GT. It was limited to just 333 models worldwide, available as a coupe and a spider. The company says that it was the lightest, fastest and most powerful entry in the Audi supercar lineup at that time. It had a top speed of 199 miles per hour, an acceleration from 0 to 60 in 3.6 seconds, and it had 560 horsepower, which is 35 more than the standard R8 V10. And use of carbon fiber in body panels helped to reduce its weight. After the release of new cars such as Nissan GTR, Ferrari 458 and McLaren 12C, the R8 faced tough competition. So, to stay relevant, Audi refreshed the R8 in 2012, which featured a new aggressive look and added more features, having the same engine available with producing the same power, but now can be optioned with a 7-speed S-tronic automatic transmission, which helped to have faster shift and more maintenance. Talking about this racing category, R8 began racing in 2009 by running customer cars, which was equipped with V10 and a 6-speed transmission. This car was able to win 115 races in 12 different championships around the world. Later, in 2012, the upgrade arrived for R8 LMS and added the Ultra suffix to the car, becoming R8 LMS Ultra. It had more power and aerodynamically improved. Due to this car was able to secure victory in both the 24 hours of Nürburgring and in the 24 hours of Spa. In 2015, Audi decided to launch the R8 second generation in the world and in the Avengers. It had a shared platform and engine with the Lamborghini Huracan with having same horsepower. A detuned version was also available with 580 horsepower. It only came with a V10 and a 7-speed S-tronic transmission. It had sleeker modern looking exterior and featured an interior with tech such as Audi virtual cockpit and etc. and was available as a Spider also. As the Gen 2 R8 was available with quattro only, Audi decided to launch a rear wheel drive model so that it could be thrown sideways around a corner. It was low production model, about 999 units were made with a plaque on its dash. And there was this monstrosity, the Audi R8 e-tron. It was an electric version of the standard ICE R8. But wait, I forgot to tell the history of another R8. So this story begins in 2009 when Audi presented the R8 e-tron concept car, which looked like a mix of first gen, second gen and the car from the movie I, Robot. So in 2010, the concept came in reality, only produced 315 horsepower. At least it had 4,500 Nm torque, but it didn't sell well as it was in 2023. They also bring back the e-tron suffix for the second gen R8 with the price tag of $1 million and failed more miserably than the first gen, selling only 100 units. Coming back to 2018, Audi released midlife facelift of the R8 with the revised bumpers and a 13-speaker Bang & Olufsen system as a $1,900 option. Later on, a rear-wheel drive version was also released as a normal production model, named the R8 Performance Rear-Wheel Drive, lowering the introduction cost to $158,000 for the coupe and $171,000 for the Spider. In 2020, they released a super limited model called the R8 Green Hell, as in Green Hell referring to Nürburgring Nordschleife, to celebrate their success in Nürburgring 24 hours endurance race, winning it 5 times in the R8 GT3 and R8 LMS. It came with a special dark green color similar to their race car. As the auto industry turns to move their focus from ICE-powered cars to EVs, and Audi heavily investing in its EV, making cars such as these. So it is safe to say that the R8 is the last of V10 naturally aspirated cars to be produced by Volkswagen Auto Group. Sadly, the production of the R8 has come to the end in 2023. However, Audi went out with a bang, releasing R8 GT for the 2023 model year, which is the fastest and the most hardcore R8 ever produced. With the V10 engine that produces 620 horsepower and loaded with carbon aero, it is only available as a rear-wheel drive model and is limited to only 333 units, just like the first gen GT. But the rumor says that R8 might make a return as an electric supercar. Let's wait and see what the futures hold.